Oh, she likes me. Oh. Oh. Have I spooked everyone? Bum, 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 bum. Oh. Do do do. Joshua. Claudia. Or Chloe. Am I including you? This is about stale. Papa, I'm gonna tell you to not leave a stale again or else I will slap you. Alright. I love you, Joshua. What? I will. I'm sorry. What? Hmm. 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 Okay, that's a bit weird. Hmm. 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 So. Hmm. 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 Do, 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 do. Hmm. Do, 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 do. Okay. Do, do, do. Young man. It's under my eyeball. Where are you? Sure. Motivation. They're so pretty. Well, we know they end up going together because his last memory is with Estelle, and we know Estelle went with him to see his sister's grave. And that's it, probably. Side story, the banquet finished. Learn the recipe for luxurious lunch. See 3,500 mirror. Okay. Is there any more? Can I do this one yet, I wonder? Should you wish to... Oh, then shut the door open. Yes. Who's coming in? Is it all four of us, or is it just like Kevin and... No, it's all four of them. Okay. I'll do a memory fragment and my blessing. Enclosed is a report on the damage dealt to the former Principality of the North Armenia by the Salt Peel. Also contained within is research on the peel itself. Holy city of Arteria. Injection notes. What the heck? It's a salt peel. I hereby present this report to your holiness, ever at the side of the goddess. This report contains classified information and may only be read by those with the clearance to do so. Certain sections of the utmost secrecy have also been blackened out. Progression of events up to Peel's appearance. July 1st, 1178, 5:45 AM. A report came to the Halsak Cathedral in the then Principal State of North Amberia in northern Samaria. Stated that a giant white pillar, so tall it appears to kiss the clouds, had appeared on the outskirts of the city. Bishop Alexei, the one who sent the report, behaved as if extremely unsettled by what was happening. By urgent order of the committee, 2 knights of the Gilsritter, the 8th Dominion, aka the Roaring Lion, and a squire, both of whom were working on another mission in a nearby nation, were dispatched to perform a formal investigation. Is this the girl Reese's sister? They hurried to the scene via the 8th Merkabah unit. Please note that the Merkabahs had only recently been put into use at this point. They arrived promptly, and at 6:22 AM, this was what they saw. Enclosed is a photograph of the object, now known as the salt peel. Okay, what the heck's that? At this point, however, it was far larger than the term peel would suggest. It was more akin to a massive tower that soared hundreds of into the air. The 2 knights provided the following observation regarding the situation on their arrival. We were met with a mighty hailstorm blowing in our direction from Alaska, or so it appeared at first, till we eventually realized the storm contained not ice but salt. The object's surface is completely covered with salt, making it impossible to tell what it may actually look like in real. The surrounding air has become powdered salt, and it falls to the ground like snow falling on a tundra. The spread of the saltification process was startlingly rapid, and the affected area spread in the blink of an eye. By the time the Gilsritter arrived, the entire landscape of the capital turned to salt, and the lives of many who lived there, like the aforementioned Bishop Alexei, has already been lost. Yet, the spread did not stop there. The day after the salt peel first appeared, a vast coniferous forest zone north of the capital crystallized and collapsed. Bridges also collapsed, rendering all of the main highways out of the city unusable. Please note that by this point, the then ruler Prince Balmond had already fled the country to a nearby nation. 2 days passed since the peel's appearance. By this point, roughly half of the entire principality had become a sea of salt. Countless refugees have fled to the southern side of the country because the river Greaves stood between it and the affected area. Finally, 3 days after the peel's appearance, the saltification process stopped at dawn. As a result, the knights were able to advance on the capital of Helsk with the hope of investigating the salt peel. That afternoon, they finally reached it, but what they found looked completely different from how the peel had before when they first arrived in the northern area. It's got thinner. In the center of the saltification area, they found an object that was a mere 2.5 in height. Its surface was no longer blanket in salt, rather it looked as if something had been carved out of it. It is now believed that the peel's mass decreased as the saltification process progressed. In a smaller state, the peel had lost its power to turn squares of the country to salt, but its ability to saltify was still very much intact. Anything that touched it, even for a millisecond, was instantly turned into salt. It was of the utmost importance to handle it with care. In order to complete the mission without physical contact, the Gilsritter required the use of the sacred tool. Was it Chilpinair? Which was delivered to them from the High Seat in Arteria. Since then, it has been kept closely sealed away deep within the High Seat in Arteria. Still, while the recovery mission was ultimately deemed a success, the damage already caused was equally vast and significant. No damage to the surrounding nations was reported, but it resulted in the destruction of 3 of the 5 administrative districts of the Principality, including its capital. Over a third of the total population, along with travellers from elsewhere, lost their lives. This is to say nothing of the emotional damage caused due to its sudden outbreak. The hearts of the northern Emirates people were overwhelmed with fear and uncertainty. From a humanitarian and religious perspective, a swift response from the Septon Church was all but necessary. The decision was made to dispatch personnel to the region right away, and upon arrival they set about rebuilding the damaged churches and healing both the physical and mental wounds of the people. Those who were left orphaned in the crisis were taken into gospel facilities where they would be cared for until adulthood. The northern region of the country, which had been turned entirely to salt, was placed under the church's control. It has been a restricted area ever since. Supplementary notes. After some time, the country's former leader, Prince Balmont, attempted to rebuild the government, but given that he had fled the country during its hour of need, caring only for himself and not his people, all authority he once had was gone. The following year, the country's people led an army uprising, and the Principality of the North of Meria was no more. Eventually, elections were held, and the country became a democracy, thus bringing about the birth of the autonomous state we know of now. This was also when the former Principality's armed forces reformed as a vigilant corps. Given the extreme poverty of the state, however, the majority of said corps considered gathering foreign currency to be of the utmost importance. This was now the large-scale Jaeger Corps known as the Northern Jaegers was first established. As far as the rest of Zemuria is concerned, this is where the tale of the Saltpeel ends, but a number of very important questions still remain unanswered. Perhaps the most obvious of these is where it came from. Despite the considerable size of the object and that it appeared on the outskirts of a populated city, no information is available regarding the moment it first appeared. The most popular theory is that appearance was due to something akin to spatial translocation, and no hard evidence exists to support this or any other theory. Of more importance, however, is its positioning in the teachings of the Septon Church. The pale is clearly different in nature to artifacts and appears to be a more fundamental manifestation of the goddess powers of creation committee's report. With the limits of our knowledge at present, this is as far as we can get to the truth. There are some who have possessed it may be one of the Septarians, but no evidence has been found in legend or scripture to support this belief. Nevertheless, these questions and many others need answering, and the Congregation for the Sacraments continues to study the Saltpeel to this day. And the most accepted proposal comes from those who believe the peel should be seen as nothing more than a gift from Anos, and they continue to consider various means of her church to make good use of it. What the heck? The most realistic of these plans is using it in the manufacture of a sacred tool used for execution. Parts of the peel are cut away using a high pressure water and then surrounded with a cylinder made from salt crystal, allowing them to be fired directly into the target without requiring the user to make direct contact. Should the bolt make successful contact with a human target, their whole body would turn to salt, killing them in mere seconds. There are no known means for reversing or stopping the process. This approach does not come without flaws. It seems unwise to be careless with an object we still do not understand the true nature of. For one thing, there are also humanitarian concerns with executing someone in this manner. Still, it is not for mentioning that should there ever be a case where a target needs to be eliminated without fail, this would be the most surefire way to carry it out. It should go without saying that research on it is intended to continue into the future. That's a bit weird. Why are they telling me about like a thing that kills people? Appendix regarding the aforementioned sacred tool. Trial use of beginnings of the sacred tool, top secret work only. Permission granted to use in the execution of using the execution of fired from bowgun. Results were extremely favorable. No damage was caused to the surrounding area. The target was also successfully erased. Is that what Kevin used about the target? It was orphaned by the Saltpeel when it first appeared. A brief history of is as follows. S1180 joins the Septon Church. S1185 joins the Congregation for the Sacraments as an official. S1190 promoted to bishop. S1195 declared a heretic and excommunicated from the church. Oh, is that the professor? I think it is. Side story, the Saltpeel finished. Petrify. Okay, that's a bit weird. going to change my party around. Put in you. Okay.
Understood.
I think that's all the ones I can do at the minute, yeah. Got them all done. Curly loves to fish. Stay. So there's the second place, go to there. And then move on to the next area. Well, this should take us to the third plane. Funny how this warp ended up being in the exact spot that the Vice, the Sela, or it was in the rest. Real